Hello guys and welcome back. Just to keep you up to date, I'll put the dates at the beginning. This is Tuesday, the 14th of March. I am a bit behind on the weekly vlogs. They're all there, they're all uploaded. It's just finding the time to edit them, do the thumbnails, the tags, all that kind of stuff. It all takes time. They're there, they're uploaded. It's just finding the time to sit down and go through each one. Honestly, it's not just a 2-minute job. So, first up, I just want to say this week, you're probably getting sick of us saying similar things, but bad news in a way. Yesterday, I went to the vet again for check-up for Hunter, and this weekend he hasn't had any medication, and the lump on his throat, which I think I showed you on the last vlog, hasn't improved. If anything, it's getting slightly bigger. So they've said, basically, they're going to have to operate on him. We're getting the results back of what's in there. There's nothing alarming, but they're going to have to open it up, drain it, and while they're in there, see what's in there causing it, i.e. a little splinter of wood, hopefully what they find. So it's not great, but they've got in a lot quicker, because as you know, by the way, I just thought I'd mention this. Next week it'll be a short vlog, because I'm away at the NEC at Birmingham, which I will be filming on Thursday. So I'm away Thursday, Friday, Saturday, back late on Sunday night. So it'll be a bit of a short week that week, and then the week after, we're away in the caravan. So that'll only be a 3-day week, that one, because Friday I'm just taking the day off, and I'm going to have a day setting up the caravan. And since I'm paying for the site, rather than coming back to work, my dad's off that day as well, we're just going to be closed that day, just so I can make the most of actually using my caravan. I haven't got any kids, so it'll just be me and the 2 dogs, and I'm just going to get there first thing, 8, 9 o'clock. I'm not even going to ask, I don't even need Holly, because she'll be getting to work. I'll get there, get the caravan set up, hopefully be done and dusted for about 10, 11 o'clock, and then I'm going to stick the dogs in the car and bugger off somewhere. Obviously, I may have to pick Charlie up from school at 3, but we'll see. I may do a separate first of 2023 camping vlog. I know I used to do them, and I know quite a few of you used to enjoy it. But I do watch a lot of popular channels, and people do put a lot of their family life in amongst this. So I hope you have to give us feedback and let us know if you enjoy it. You know, it's all sort of car related. You know what it was like last year. I bought the odd car, and the odd car was sold and took away while I was at White House Farm. My Jeep was one of them to Chris. So yeah, anyways, just want to update you on that. Main point to update is purely tomorrow, when he's undergoing his operation, I'm on my phone. I need the phone on, so there won't be a great deal of filming tomorrow, because I need to be on call for my phone going off. Hope you understand that, guys. Sorry guys, got stopped there. My dad's phone rang, but he's booking somebody in. The garage phone rang, I'm trying to book somebody in, but he's using the diary, and then so it all happens like that. So yeah, just so you know, the next few weeks are going to be a bit different. What I'm debating even doing is next week, for the sake of Tuesday and Wednesday doing a recording, I might not bother. And then on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when I'm at the NEC car show at Birmingham, do a nice big walk around vlog there. So I just won't have time. I just know for a fact. What I'm trying to say is, in between doing this filming, I have no free time. As of Wednesday, tomorrow, I'm going to have to be looking after the dog. I've got my son on Friday. We're going out on the weekend. I need to pack on the weekend. So any little bits of free time I would do on my channel, I need to start packing stuff together. Which means going up in the loft to get stuff. And then next week, every free little bit of time, I need to get on with the caravan. I need to do I need to flush the water system, put some purification into that. I've got all sorts I need to be getting on with, so I'm going to struggle to get them uploaded. Yeah, sorry, the phone went there. So yeah, I'm going to struggle to get things done, because this weekend, bar packing, that's actually just come into my head. Do you know that? As I'm telling yous, I need to get the water system on the caravan purified, flushed through, which I'm a bit worried about, because I had ice as a frost last night, so I don't really want to be pumping water through it. Hopefully that's the end of it by this week. So yeah, they're little bits and bobs. Like I say, I need to do a check on the caravan. I need to check the tyre pressures, because by the end of next week it's going to be getting moved. On that note, I've been to see the ML. If any of you guys follow my Facebook channel, I went and started that up yesterday. First time in months and months and months. Bang, fired first time, no messing about, champion. So later in this week, I'm going to head over and pick that up, bring it here to the garage, give it a once over, check all the tyres, check the levels. The oil was just changed not long ago. It's hardly done any miles anyway, so I'll probably leave the oil. give it a bit blast underneath with some wax oil, and it'll need a good drive to clean the brakes up. Go and get some fresh. I think I'm going to use the Tesco Momentum RON 99 E5. I'm going to get some nice fresh fuel into it, and that'll be that one ready to go. But I want to put a few miles on it. But the thing is, well, for snow today and there's salt all over the roads, I'm panicking a little bit because how can I explain? A lot of people don't understand this. I've went to the effort of keeping that Mercedes off the road for 6 months, right, or thereabouts, and to just drive it today in all the salt, for example, if it gets wet, you've undone all that work. I know it sounds stupid, but you either have a vehicle out of the salt altogether, or you don't bother at all. So if I just drive this thing, say, today in all the salt when it's wet, when it rains, that's just undone 6 months of having it in storage. It's only been in storage for one reason, and one reason only, to keep the salt off it. So it's been a bit awkward, this, because if they carry on spreading the salt, it's going to come to the 31st of March when I've got to tow the caravan and I'll have barely used it. I want to get at least a couple of 100 mile on it before I start towing the caravan, just to check everything's right. But that's the British weather for you, isn't it? 1 minute we've got snow, the next minute you're taking your jacket off. Yesterday, for example, 14 degrees it was in the car. I actually had to come home and take my jacket off and put a body warmer like this on. And then I stood in the yard and it dropped to pick Charlie from school, and it dropped down to 3 degrees, and it was more or less sleeting with snow. You can't weigh that up, can you? So anyways, what's in today? Little development on the van, actually. The guy across there, thank them very much, what they call NCP. They do like stuff like cladding and plastic. This little hatch here in the van, this is clear perspex, by the way. I'm getting that, so now I can open it a little bit to let the dogs put their noses through when I'm driving, but now that's behind the headrests, and that stops them. I'm going to take the coating off, setting the alarm off, because they stick their nose through and the alarm sets off on it. So thank you very much to him, and the fact he's given us a slightly bigger bit has done the job perfectly, actually. So that's that. We've got this little EcoBoost Fiesta in for service and MOT. Oil change, I've got the special oil out for that. But as you can see, just a mess of pipes and wires there. Dreadful little engines, wet belts, the whole lot, everything you don't want. But so that's in, air filter, oil and filter, that'll be getting done. And we've got this C3. I've just been on, in fact I'm going to test it now. I'm going to get in the car, in for MOT and service. It's had the air filter done, oil filter, the usual pain on these down here. This, I believe it should be the 16. Should be a DV6. If it isn't, it's a DV4. Either way, they're pretty much the same engine. But what they've done with these is they've made them into an 8 valve from a 16. So there's development for you. They made a 16 valve version, and it was that unreliable, they went back for modern technology, for to meet all these Euro emissions for free tax and everything, and they've gone back to a good old 8 valve. I'm not 100%, it could be the 1.5, the 1.4, the 1.6, they all pretty much look the same, but I'm positive this will be more than likely the 16. Can't 100% say the little sticker has come off because it's had the time belt done. Either way, it doesn't matter, because they did the same with the 1400s, they went with an 8 valve. So there is moving forward for you, for technology, going backwards in time from a 16 to an 8 valve, which I always said, I think these multi-valve engines are not the best. Some of the best engines ever made are all 8 valves, not 16 valves. So that's this done. I'm just going to quickly reset the service light now. You can join us and I'll show you something else we're doing round the back. So these are nice and simple, these Citroens and Peugeots. I think I've showed you before. I do like the big windscreens in these. I will say I love that, how it comes right up here. And I think they push further back, I think. Oh, yeah, they do. Quite enough, doesn't it? It comes all the way back to here. Jesus, I forgot to come that far back. So, yeah, I do like that. Look at that from the mirror up to there. I do like that, I must say. It's better than a sunroof, actually. Probably cost a fortune for the windscreen, I bet. But anyways, this car, as you'll see, we'll shut the door. There, you see the little spanner sign? There, the mileage. All you do with these, lovely and simple. Obviously, I'm going to have to just put the phone down a second. You hold this in and you switch the ignition on. So I'm just going to put the phone on my knee. 1 second. So you hold that in. Put that on there. And there you see. 8, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And that's your service light reset. Ignition off. Spanner's gone. Ignition on. Oil okay. And then it'll give you a little reading telling you when it decides to wake itself up. No, it doesn't. They normally tell you how many miles is left of the service. So there we go. That's that done. And while I'm in here, I'm just going to pop the lights on. And all sorts of wonderful beeping. Just check it's on, because I've just replaced the number plate bulb. As you can see, that one's nice and clean, because when I've had it out, I've cleaned it. And that one is a little bit dull, because it's got all the green algae. But I'm not going to get involved touching it, because it'll just end off causing more problems. So that's all sorted. And that's one other thing which you might ask us, what's this line at the back of the car? It's a spring. It's on the spring compressors, because it's broken. Just there. We're just waiting for the new one to come. And that way, you don't have to mess around taking the shockers off. You just compress it, and then you compress a new one, pop it in, job done. So there we go. That's the little C3 VTR Plus. It's probably got nice spec, this, has it? I would think cruise control, but that hasn't actually even got the climate control. But I do like that idea with the windscreen. I will say, it saves the hassle of a sunroof, but it's all as one. Like I've said, I dread to think the price of a screen, but they're that commonly used. Do you know what? They're probably not that expensive. So there we go. I'm going to leave that one there for today, guys. I'll probably catch you later on, depending on what comes in, what happens. All I'm going to do is take the van home, get the Altia. Believe it or not, that's got a number plate light out that I spotted. Change the number plate light. Had the wheels rebalanced yesterday at Stake 4 tyres. I was going to pop the little covers back on because I didn't have time yesterday. And that's it. Like I've said, but tomorrow, just don't expect a full-on day. I know it's been on 12 minutes here, but I like to give you a recap at the beginning of every week to let you know what's going on. So I'll catch you soon. Just a quick update. I just thought I'd show you. That's the spring I've got on my knees. Can you see that there? That's a new spring fitted. Saves disturbing all of the shocker and back axle bushes. They're just going with the compressors. So, like I've said, that's ready to go. That's done. So I want to show you this Fiesta. Bit of a weird one. Both brake lights weren't working. Well, the top one was in here. A high level one was working. But both of the units were off. But the side lights worked on both of them. So I straight away knew that would just be the bulbs. But it's a bit of a strange one when they both haven't gone the same time. But there they are there. Both gone. So I just want to show you how idiotic these things are to change a bulb on. So first up, you take out 2 Torques. And there's 2 little poppers on them, little balls joints, which I've, as you can see in there, I put silicone grease into them, so that when you come to take them out, they come out nice and easy, and they just go in like that. And no matter what, obviously, as you can see here, the carpet, there's no holes in the carpets, no access points, nothing. So the next step from removing those, you just think, well, it's just got 2 ball joints. So, you know, you start pulling on at them, getting little levers in and stuff. But the problem is, Ford decide to hide a hidden little bobbin screw which goes onto here, which is completely inaccessible. So you've got to pull all this off, pull all the carpet back like this, and you get into here, and it is just hidden. You can't even see it from here, so it's pointless as even showing you in there. Even in there, you can't see it. You've got to get your hands, if you look at my fingers, in there, and wind this thing in there. One slip, one drop, it's gone forever into the body of the car. I reckon there must be thousands and thousands of these broken. No one would know. When we first started doing these, we didn't know. But what a stupid idea. You know, you've got to remember, again, reverting back to the French. I know this isn't a French car, but nevertheless, you've got to carry bulbs round. How could you do that at the side of the road, in the dark? You know what I mean? Having to rip carpets back. There's no other way of doing it. They haven't even put a hole in or anything to access nothing. So, you know, these were brand new cars. Bulbs still go. You were having to pull them to bits. Just crazy. But a few top tips, like I say, always put a bit of grease where you can on these, so when you've got to take them out, you make your life easier to redo them. And we'll give them a test shortly. I'm just going to pause it, put this one in, and we'll check that they're working. It's just a case of obviously putting the plug back into there and just popping it into place. So yeah, that's it in place there. As you can see, you just line up those two little ball joints. Just make sure they are first, and then it's just a simple case of popping it on like that. Easy as that. They're in. You don't need to be rough with it. I tend to just give it a little tap, and that's that. And then it's just a case of popping in these two torques into there, which I'll do now. I'll then tidy the carpet back up. I'll come to you when I've got that bit done. So there we go, there's the two torques. Do you want to just check them? We'll do a test now before I go too far. I've built that side up for demonstration purposes. If it doesn't work, then that's my fault. I always tell you to test them first. So we'll have a look, see if they're working. Brake lights, yeah, on and off. Might not be able to see there in the sun, but as you can see, that one's working. Side lights, yeah, side lights, on and off. Right, the other one, on and off. In fact, while we're here, we might as well do the whole lot. It's in for MOT. So indicator left. Yeah, nice and orange. Right. Yeah, fog light. Nothing. No, there we go. Fog light on. Reverse. That is actually part of MOT, not for this year of car, but somewhere around about 18, 19 they brought that in. Number plate lights are on. Do the brakes again. I know this was working before, but there you go, there's that one. We'll nip out the front. Indicator right. There we go, checking that's working. See, that's working in there. Indicator left. Yeah. You can see the little side lights working there. Dip beam. Fog light. Fog light again, fog light, front fog lights on part of the test up until about 18, 19. Side light, main beam, dip beam, main beam. Yep, that's all of them. Wipers and horn, which obviously we know that they're fine. We tried that before, so just we don't tend to do things when bonnets and boots are open, just in case anything for some daft reason snags. So there we go. So now what we've got to try and do is get this stupid, like I've said, now the light's in place. And that light is actually very handy because it's coming from there. Still nothing. You've got to put your hand in there, up there, nearly dislocate your wrist, and you can get that in. Ridiculous. And then refit all the carpet. Put the screw back into this piece, what you've got to pull. Just a complete idiot designed that, I will say. 10 out of 10 to them. So there we go, guys. Like I mentioned, I want to have a look at my van later on when it's back here. But I'm going to get my Altea, because I've noticed the number plate lights out. Key thing coppers pick up on. Just at night, and just if you've got one bulb out, I'm always shit hot, especially with my bulbs. Always. So I'm going to go and get that done. Should just be a case of a bulb, nothing else. Put the covers back on. Then I'm going to bring the van back in and decide what I'm doing with that bit of perspex. Personally, I think it's fine just to slide it to one side and it won't move to let them through. Bring it back across. And obviously, it wedges behind the headrest of the seat, so it can't, like, fall out. The dogs can't push it. What I am debating, though, which I'll let you guys say your opinion on it, it's a clear piece of perspex, but it's got the protective stuff around on it, what you peel off. To be honest, I would have it clear, but by the time you get it full of fingerprints, the dog's noses will be at it, doing the old dog nose art. I might just leave it the opaque colour. And that way it'll not show up the dirt. I don't know. I'll let you guys tell us what you think. In the meantime, just quick, I want to see this little fella here, because you'll won't see him tomorrow, and he'll probably not be back here for the rest of the week. I showed you this last week, but if you have a look at that lump there, it's not good. See that? Wow, you know, Holly's very, very upset about it, but it's nothing. We've had a test done on it. They did a test of what was in it, and it's nothing serious. But he's going to have to go in, aren't you, son? Sad face. Harvey's looking over at the fact he's fast asleep. He's not, but that can't be comfortable, can it? So, yeah, you won't see him tomorrow. And like I've said, I won't be in first thing tomorrow because I'll be at the vets. Last time we went in, they said be there 9 o'clock, and we sat there till 10 o'clock for a whole hour just waiting for somebody to go. Hunter there. Okay, bring him in, sign this form, see you later. It's like, why didn't you not just do that at 9 o'clock? Wasted an hour of our time. And again, my phone will need to be pretty much on loud all day. I'll do a quick snippet in the morning because I know fine well they won't start doing anything until later on. I'll do a quick update in the morning, but we'll probably just leave it there. As you can imagine, I want my phone being on. So I'll catch you later when I've got the Altea, and then a bit later on again when we decide what we're doing with the van with the little slidey thing. So I'll catch you soon. Hello guys, welcome to Wednesday's vlog. Like I mentioned, this is going to be the only part of it today. The dog's just gone in for his operation this morning, so obviously I've had to, what time is it now? It's actually 12 o'clock. The usual carry on with the vets, be there for 9:15, and they mess you about, you're there till after 10 o'clock. And they took me on to somebody, the guy promised one Monday we would be with him on handover, and we weren't. Believe it or not, it was actually a lady who was seen originally about a month ago now. But anyways, we got that sorted. Not really in the best, well, I'm in an alright mood, but as you know, it's not, I'm not really, the videos aren't really my priority. The day it's listening for this phone, which right now is switched off. I'm not too bad because I've given them the garage number and Holly's work number as a alternative. Still, I want my phone being switched on. So just a quick walk around what's in today. And again, like I've mentioned, with the gas works, our actual garage blocked off. They've arranged it with, I've had to move a car outside, so I may do that one because he is one of me. The car I've moved out is one of my subscribers, Darren, who I thank very much. He helps us out a lot. I help him. I've got some upgraded bulbs to fit to it, so I will do a video later on when it's been MOT'd and it's back in the garage and this generator thing, whatever they're using, isn't running. So just a quick round now, and I'll show you later on when I change the bulbs, and we'll do a little bit of a before and after. And that's for you, Darren, if you're watching, is a little bit of a thank you for bringing your car to us. So, right. Well, this little Fiesta, these are the newer version of the EcoBoost with no turbo, so they're just an Eco, they're not a turbo. The usual carry-on wet belt, but I will say without the turbo, it's massively simplified. But then you're just left with a dreadful non-turbo 3-cylinder engine, which in my idea is not nice. To be honest, it's just not nice. I know a lot of you guys like your little 3-cylinder engines. Yes, they're alright in a little Bumblebee Corsa C, or even a Corsa B, or a little Dio Matiz or something. I'm happy enough to have an engine like that, but when you've got one of these where you can have the turbocharged 1600, or you can have, you know, a nice powerful diesel, these just don't really seem the right way forward for me, unfortunately. So right guys, that was the vet. Sorry I had to go there. Right, my head's spinning a bit there. His procedure has gone through, and it's actually really good news. Well, sounded bad news at first, but turned out to be good. They opened up the lump, and it wasn't what they were expecting to find in there. So I was straight away shitting myself, thinking, oh, what is it? So they've found, they've opened it, removed what was in, but it wasn't all like pussy stuff. It was like, I don't know what they said it was, which was strange because they were expecting it to be infected and stuff. And obviously, I think there's something in there. So it's went like under his tongue and down, and the lump is here. So between in his mouth and opening up the lump, and at the bottom of the lump, there was an area which couldn't be seen, i.e. where it's gone in through the mouth and not quite got through to that. And they said they've managed to remove about a 3 centimetre piece of wood. They weren't going to go down there because they couldn't remove the lump because it was that close to his jugular vein. But they managed, just at the last minute, as they were flushing it out and cleaning it and getting ready to stitch it back up, they spotted a large piece of, like just what looked like a little dot. But when they pulled it, it's come out. And they said they've kept it for it to show us. So I'll show you guys that. When I pick them up, I might even do a bit of a video of picking them up. I've got to pick them up at 2:30 and it's now 12:30. Sorry, I know you guys might be like, shut the F up, Dan, get on with the cars. This is a car channel, not a vet channel. Sorry, this channel is Car to Garage North East, which is about my family. It's about me camping, it's about me cars, me dogs. So I do it as an all as a one. Remember, if you look back last year and the year before, I do all my camping trips. So even when I'm away on holiday, you just don't have a week where there's nothing. So just thought I'd remind a few people that as well. It isn't just all cars, so get used to it this summer. We're going to be doing some car valeting. I'm debating getting myself a big off-roader or something like that and doing some off-roading and stuff. So don't always expect it to be garage vlogs and cars. Car related usually. 9 times out of 10 I'll always talk about the car. But you know, just thought I would say it. So anyways, need to crack on. Good news about the dog. Thought I'd let you all know that. My dad's just gone to do an MOT. So like I've said, I've just got to check this one over for him, check the oil, because I've been on the phone, tyre pressures, and that's this one done. The van, like I've said, I'm over the moon with me little slide thing on that, like, over the moon. This has made me day, having that. I think I'm going to just leave it with the covering on and find a little way to stop it from vibrating as much, but happy enough with that. It's quite annoying because I've got like all these lot there in the background shouting and swearing and stuff, so I'm going to try and go around and I'll just show you what we've got in. You know what, guys, I can't be arsed. They're too much in the way, right in my face where I'm recording. I know it sounds stupid, I record all this out to thousands of you who watch and stuff like that, but it really irritates us when I've got people. I don't mind the car shows when everybody's doing it, but when I've just got like a load of builders like thinking what's he doing kind of thing, it just does me head in. Anyways, really selfish of me recording this, but I can't use my phone until it's off. I need to get straight on the phone to Holly and let her know what's going on. So I'm gonna get this Fiesta checked out the way, I'll bring the Volvo in and I'll show you what else is in, and by then they'll be out the way, so I'll catch you soon. Right guys, just quickly an update. Like I mentioned, I've had everybody coming in. My dad's been away for an MOT. I've just not stopped with people coming in, the phone going. So I'll just quickly show you. This is, you'll notice it. Funny enough, the guy, the Saab, that you'll be seeing shortly, that's who used to own this car. Then I used to own this car, and then Simon used to own it. Just in for a brake caliper or something going on with the brake at this side. We'll have a better look at it. It's had all the new brake disc bearings and everything, so more than likely be the caliper. Because I think we did the one at this side. I think we did anyway. We did something with the brake. No, it was the wheel bearing at this side. But it's not uncommon for these S60s, S80s, V70s at this age, at this mileage. Not uncommon for the calipers, and sometimes to save yourself a hassle, it's worth just doing them because they're good. The discs are good, the pads are good. All you're going to end up doing is knacking a good disc and then needing new discs and pads for the sake of just forking out for the caliper. Anyways, the usual things with this, like I mentioned, I disabled the running lights on this car for two reasons. One, I hated them being on all the time, and B, they burn the plugs out. In this plug, this may go upside down to you guys, but I apologise. The plug in there, that there is the silica packs to stop the light steaming up as bad. It's either get a new glass or put up with it. And like I've said to Eddie, just put up with it. But this plug here, as you can see, the plastics all come away, and that sometimes just wiggles itself loose. But I've sorted it out there now. It's working. We're going to put the backing plate back on. And like I've said, when they're off, they're off. They don't run all the time. So that's sorted. And I had a new bulb in a couple of weeks ago. I think the plug just got disturbed. So that's that. I'm going to do that now. The little Fiesta over there I've showed you, all that requires is... I need to put the thing on. And then the Fiesta over there, that requires just a few little checks of the oil. There's the Corsa, which I'm going to get to, and I'm going to do the upgraded bulbs on this, which I'll do a separate video for in a minute. So I'm going to pull my van out and I'm going to bring it in so I'm working, because like I've said, I've got that right in my face, and it just does me head in when I've got people in my face staring, gawping, wondering what I'm doing. It's just annoying. So I'll catch you soon. Right, you join me in Darren's Dacia Duster. I just want to show you what we're going to be doing. This might be back to front, probably is. We're going to fit these Philips H7, like a blue tinted bulb, white Vision Ultra. Good bulbs. You get two 501s, but we're not using them ones, and we're using what I've recommended, the Osram Night Breaker headlamp bulbs. These don't have a camber system, so they shouldn't set any fault codes up, but it's been in for service, which I'll go into in a minute when I pull it into the garage. But I just want to quickly show you how to reset the service light on a Dacia Duster. All you need is your ignition key in, and you use this button here on the end of the wiper stalk, which I shall show you. So you just scroll through, and it'll bring up, I don't know if that's showing better there, and you get to the service menu, which is showing you there, the car with a spanner, and you just simply hold in the button and keep it held in. Should work, if I remember rightly. Just keep it held in for a little while. Starts to flash. It'll go to something like 12,000 mile or something like that. There, 1250, and let go. Just simply let go. And now we'll turn the ignition off. Back on again. And we'll scroll through by just pressing that button, and there we go. 12,500 miles. On that note, we'll start it up. I'll turn it back to wherever we had it, like 8 degrees or something, the temperature. So I'm going to pull it into the garage now, and I'll show you the difference before and after the bulbs. I just want to just quickly show you around this. If I want to take a picture, I love or hate. I personally really like these Dacia Dusters, I will say. This one's a nice one. It's got your cruise control and limiter. As you can see, cruise and speed limiter. That is a must for one of these for me. And it's got the aircon, which a lot of them didn't have. It's all just rental gear and stuff, but do you know what it is? It works and it's nice. Yes, I would actually have one of these, especially the little 4x4 one. They're not actually bad off-road either, because they've got a nice high ground clearance. We'll get the bulbs fitted, then I'll do a quick walk around up there on the grass, because these lot are irritating us, keep gawping at what I'm doing. It's quite clear what I'm doing, but it gets on me wick. And I'm getting quite sick of them chucking litter over our wall as well. It's all getting thrown straight back down the hole that they're digging. Getting a bit fed up with it actually, and keep blocking the gate. Before they were actually doing work, but I'm sick to death of them blocking the gate every morning, and then going, oh sorry, we thought the place was not used. It's like you see people here every day, don't block a gate, end of story. Anyways, rant over, leave that, we'll get in and do these bulbs. Right, just a quick update on the Duster. I'll just show you the before and after, and I just said to my dad there, it's worth spending sub 30 quid, I think, probably for them, less than that, and it's definitely a massive improvement. I'm just going to wipe this lens, 2 seconds. One thing I want to quickly go through with the Duster, if you own a one or some form of rental, be very careful with these doors. Both of these locks were, I would say, a couple of months off some bad salt of being completely seized. So I've gone round with graphite grease and freed them off nicely. They were both absolutely knackered. It's a good job I've spotted that. So yeah, if you do own one of these regularly, do not use WD-40. Use a special graphite compound grease. So if I hadn't have done that, he would have been knackered in this instance where the remote's gone flat and you can't get in the car. But wherever I put it, I need to put that back actually. They're penetrating in graphite. You must put graphite back into a lock. If you use WD-40, you wash out the lubrication properties. So we'll stick the headlamps on. The side lights actually first. And you'll have seen me do these to my cars, but I think you'll agree that is a massive improvement over that. And that is actually quite bright when you're looking right into it. So yeah, definitely an improvement there. Second up, with the upgraded Philips, what do they call it, white vision, has made a big difference as well. I don't know if the camera picks that up, but that is a lot better than that. 100%. You can just see from here, that is on another level of better brightness. So yeah, there we go. What I'm going to quickly do is get the other side done. I'm going to do a quick walk around video, and I love or hate of this one, because I am featuring this car, because Darren does help us out, and he also supports the channel really well. So yeah, I'll come back to you when the other side's done. We'll do a quick 2-minute walk around video of a Dacia Duster. The Volvo, I'll quickly put this on. Nothing more to discuss, it's just getting the new caliper, because as you can see, the brakes were new not long ago. Caliper, the pads are all good, so that's all this needs. And like I've mentioned, I've showed you the bulb on that. The Corsa, I'm going to leave that till tomorrow, because it's not in till tomorrow. It's not a great deal to speak about on that. And the little Fiesta, I've just got to quickly look for a service book, check the oil, and that's that one done and ready to go. Not a great deal to speak about with that either. Right guys, I'm on the clock a little bit here. It's getting close to time. I need to go and pick my little dog up from the vet. That's clearly more important than anything. But what I am going to do is help me pal out, Darren here. He likes to have his car featured. I am going to feature it, mainly because I actually like it. So we'll just swing it round. Dacia Duster. I absolutely love these things. Number one, I'm most certainly not a badge snob. So that badge right there is absolutely fantastic. I would let that be on my driveway, on my key, even though it's a rental key, because rental own them. Great, absolutely great. I will say I'm not keen on the really Billy basic spec ones, because if we're going to be spending this sum of money what these cost, I want air conditioning, I want cruise control, I want a speed limiter, I want front fog lights, and I wouldn't mind some alloy wheels and some nice rails. I draw the line. I'm not bothered if it's an old 20-year-old car with windy windows, but with these, it has to be the decent spec one, which this one is. Preferably the 4-wheel drive, just so, because as you can see, they've got a lovely stance. They're so far off the ground. They're a really good little off-road, I believe it or not, like the 4-wheel drive ones. So anyways, this is Darren's car. It's been in the day for oil and filter change, which I'll show you after this video. Pollen filter was blocked. Air filter and fuel filter were done mid this year. Did his drums at the back. Like I mentioned, I've just upgraded the bulbs on it, so it's got the new upgraded headlamp bulbs. which I'm sure he'll be pleased with because they're so much better than what they were. I even like these little touches, just the silver bits on the mirror, silver bits along there, and they've kept it up. And again, they've got it nice, big, bold and proud. Duster, nothing to be ashamed of. They're absolutely great, these things, and that, I will say, is proper metal. Hats off to them. These locks are a bit poor quality, so like I've mentioned, if you do own a one, you'll always use your remote and never use these. Once a month or so, just give them a turn, give them an oil, and you'll not have too much bother there. Yeah, but they've got such a nice suspension height setup. They're absolutely great. Again, I'll open the back door. I won't because I need to unlock them. Hold on. Like I've mentioned, the remote key is flat, which I'm going to sort for him. Just a spare key. But again, the back, there's loads of space. I would 100% have one of these. A low mileage one, I would absolutely have one of these as a daily. Not a bother. Even this one's got the rear electric windows as well. You know, they don't try to be posh. You know, there's like blatant covers and probably exposed screws in places. But I couldn't care less. If that's not what you're buying, it's not what you buy a Dacia for. But I think the dashboard on them is really, really nice. Loads of space. You look how far that seat's back. Absolutely mountains of space there. And there's still enough space for somebody to sit behind as well. Can't complain at that, can you? So yeah, anyways, we'll go around. Look at the boot, because I do believe old school, just the same as that old Astra over there. Look at the size of the boot though, massive. That is actually far bigger than I even realised. It'll probably have a dual layer underneath, and a spide up there. It's got a 12-volt socket there for like a fridge in the back. Again, exposed metal. It's the way you want it. It doesn't need to be. Again, for putting the dogs in. I love this. I hate carpet in boots of what you call rugged vehicles. Exposed metal here, exposed metal there. It's where you want it to be. It's just normal plastic you can wipe down. Great. They've really hit the nail on the head of the purpose of these cars, because they're not trying to be anything else other than exactly what they are, which is a cheaper budget car to do a job which it's intended to do. Again, the only thing I'm not keen of is the massive petrol caps. It just seems to be a thing for today. The Euro 6 ones have the AdBlue, and it's just for the AdBlue basically. And I think it's in production lines of when they're bringing the electric ones out, which I think they are, just to have the bigger holes. I suppose it's future-proofing them so they don't have to redesign a back quarter. I painted these drums for them over a year ago, and they have stopped quite nice. I think he had the wheels done. I don't know. They look different to what they were last time. I'm not sure if he's had them done. But yeah, round to the front. In fact, I'll pull the bonnet. And again, I love this down here. Cable operated. These were fitted to the Clio, 20-year-old Clios. I'm talking like Y-Reg and older. Cable, and they've just emptied the parts bin. I'll get more into that in a minute. But it's great because it just works. It just works, and if it works, why mess around with it, is my opinion. But this is what I'm quite surprised at. Gas bonnet. Most premium cars don't have that. And under here, you've got the legendary K9K 1.5 DCI, cracking little engines, fitted to that Renault, fitted to all the Nissans, fitted to Mercedes. Do you know what it is? Just a good little engine. Do you know what I mean? And they've got quite a lot of power. I don't know, I can't tell you exactly. This is the lower powered one, and I think they do a 110 and a 90 or something. I don't know, don't quote us, but these can be remapped to quite good power anyways, and they are a brilliant little engine. They've got the best little turbo whistle ever on them, and they've actually got a really big, robust turbo down the back of the engine. Odd injector problems on them you do get, to be expected with anything. Nice easy air filter. Oil filter can be a bit of a pain, but we're used to doing them. Fuel filters, again, a bit of a pain. It's down on the arch, but you don't have to do them all the time, and the pollen filter's just been done. Again, unfortunately, these are quite a new car, so they're fitted with a DPF. Nothing you can do about that. It's kind of just tough, really. The old Renault Clio style washer bottle in the scuttle panel, just great. They're just empty. That's like your cable operated headlamp adjusters. I just love it. Absolutely love the fact they've left these little retro bits in. Do you know what it is? I can normally pick faults for most cars, but I cannot really pick too many things I don't like. Really? I would have one. I would 100% have one of these. If they were a little bit bigger for towing the caravan, having it as a daily, I'd have one. But let's get into the inside of them. Even at the back there, you've got factory fitted parking sensors, colour coded. You know, a tone eye with no stupid cover. You don't need to take nothing off. You just hook a tone eye on and you're done. None of this like pulling the little squares off. I think the front's designed like that. I'll show you. I'm sure it is. I think I've just seen it somewhere. Actually, that's a lie. No, I haven't, because it's down here. Nice little hook. Don't need to take any things off. I'm talking about this on this Fiesta here. I'll just show you. And that Corsa and that there. These stupid things here. Where you have to damage all your paint, screwing things in. They never know where the thing is to find it. Just lovely. Agricultural. Hook it up. You're done. You're away. I think these have a good towing capacity as well. Let's see if I can find the weights. 17 to 29, 1200 kilograms ish, 1.2 ton. That is fantastic for a car this size. I knew a lot of people tour with these, just for a small caravan. Mint. Anyways, standing up to here, 4 electric windows with child locks. Thumbs up. Sit in. Cruise control. I think I've said to you before, with speed limiter as well. Definitely a must. I'm not into like being too basic. USB. I think Bluetooth for your phone on there, CD player, air conditioning, electric heated mirrors, 6-speed gearbox. Can't really ask for any more, can you? But I just love the basicness. By the way, where's your horn button? Yeah, back to the 90s. Great, love it. I can't remember the last time I've seen a car with a horn on the end of the indicator stalk. Just great. You've got an eco setting or something, it must just be for the stop start. Unfortunately, this car falls into the criteria where you need that. But yeah, just nice, easy to read dials. You know, you can't ask for much more. You haven't got automatic wipers, automatic lights. You don't need them. You probably can get it on them. I personally wouldn't care less. And look at the seats. Duster. That's embossed. Most top-end cars I've had can't even be asked to do that. I think that's great, me. Honestly, thumbs up to this car. Love it. So I'm going to leave it there, and I want to take a few pictures and do a love or hate and see what you guys think. Personally, for me, thumbs up. I would actually be on the hunt for one of these. Definitely. The 110 4x4, nice spec one. I would have one all day long, and I would wear that badge with pride. It doesn't bother me. I'm going to leave that there. The Volvo's getting a caliper on, and I'm going to leave everything else for today because I need to crack on and get me little dog. Catch you tomorrow. Just a quick one, guys. I've really got to go, but I just thought I'd put this in as a guest for you because this is in for pre-check now. I won't be able to film you when it's on the lift, but I want you to guess, will it pass or will it fail its MOT in a couple of weeks, which it's booked in for. I'll not even know because my dad will check it, but we'll just go around it. It's a little Suzuki. I think they call it an Alto. As you can see, someone's been busy with the gaffer tape. I'm not going to say any of my opinions or whatever I think. Do you think it's going to pass or fail? I know what my opinions are of it. And I'm going to have to tell her. I was just been busy with the gaffer tape. Yep, it's a makeshift mat. And there's the culprit. But actually, it's got quite low mileage on this. 44,000. These are based on a Nissan something, Pixo I think they call them. Not bad little cars actually. But if this car is going to go through an MOT in a few weeks time, this wiper, metal, is scraping on the glass. It's going to have that done as soon as possible, because when she comes back in a couple of weeks she's going to need a whole new windscreen. So we'll see. But I've got to go to the vet and pick Hunt out. My dad's going to have a quick check. But put your comments below. Do you think this is going to pass? And I'll let you know. In a few weeks time it's going to be in for test. But after the pre-check, do you think it's going to be a pass or a fail? It's not actually an old car, 14 plate. Let us know. I'll leave it there. Hello guys, and welcome to Thursday's vlog. And as you can see, RGM away. I've had him in doing a job for her, which I'll get to in a second. I just want to quickly show you this car. I don't know how far I've gotten with this. Yeah, I picked the dog up yesterday, and I've got a story for that. But what I am going to do, I'm going to do it at home, maybe tonight, and I'll show you what happened, and I'll show you the dog just quickly. It's easier than explaining now without him here, so I'll go through that separate. But yeah, the dog's fine. He's just resting at home today because Holly's off. But yeah, pretty much good news with that, so I'm happy enough for now. See how it goes. So what we've got in today is a C5 Aircross. I thought it was a C4 Aircross, but these are more or less what do you call them, Vauxhall, the one that I had in last week with the dodgy headlights and the plastic engine mounts. Grandland. See, I pay no attention to these new Vauxhalls and that because they're crap. The littler one's the Crossland X, which is based on the C3 Aircross, and the Grandland X is based on the C5 Aircross, which is this. So you know you've seen them ones that are like the bit bigger version of the mockers, the ones that they've come out. That's what they're based on. These, I personally think these are a much more interesting looking car because they're a Citroen and they're a Citroen, not a Vauxhall badged as a Citroen. You know, like at least these are what they are. And we're all like our funky Citroen stuff. I'll show you it better when it comes down. I like this car. I would drive this car. I would be happily seen in this car. I would promote this car. But I wouldn't buy it with my own money, put it that way. I would have it on finance, but I don't believe in finance. I personally think it's a waste of money, especially once you've just got to hand the car back. It's like when you work out the money you've spent and you're handing a car back, add that all up and think of what you could have bought. I get it, it wouldn't be a new car, and you've got sometimes they include your servicing, your insurance, but that's just never been for me, and that's my opinion of it. Just never have been a fan of it. But I just thought I'd show you it, but I will show you it when it comes down because the interior is very nice. And I will say, I do, before people say they don't like it, I'm not quite keen of the red. I don't know. I would probably prefer that to be maybe chrome or like black or something. But anyway, I do quite like the style of the front of it. But what I do like, which is why they're called air, everybody thinks they're air suspension. They're not. It's this stuff here. It's like basically like you've seen the cactus with the air pads across the side, so when people bang you in the car parks it doesn't damage the paint. I personally think that's a good idea, but I do like this where they've got all the black plastic where it needs to be. But one thing I hate is, as per, are these fake exhausts. What's the point? You know, you've got your exhaust there, but I just hate it. It's just, what is the point? You can clearly see from the back, even on the floor, they're not real. So just don't put them there, or if they are going to put them there, just make the exhaust so it just comes up and comes out of it. Does my head in that. But yeah, basically exactly the same as the Grandland underneath, which you've already seen. Nothing's fancy on the springs, but as you can see, they come very, very bare, like all Citroens have since, let's think, the C2s, the C3s, the original ones that come out at like about 2001, 2002. Since about then, when the Saxos and the, obviously ZX has stopped a long time before that, but you know, the Saxo time and the, trying to think of some Citroens of that era. Your mind's gone blank. Like, you know, like the C5s and stuff like that. These are ones that they come just completely bare, and they do actually rot. And they have, you can't even see the sills on these, but like they come with this, like, which you've seen is on them where you can poke through them. This stuff, it's never been a good idea, never been the finest idea. But yeah, these, I don't even know what engine's in this, so I'm going to open the bonnet when it comes down and tell you, because I don't know, I'm going to be honest. It's a new car, I don't work on many of them. I hope it's not a horrible 3-cylinder thing. This seems to be, you know, quite a size car, but if it's based on the Crossland, which I think it is, it will be. But yeah, I just want to show you, do you know how many miles is on this? 20-something thousand mile. And it's a 19-plate car, and it really does not get hard use at all. I know the guy who owns it. You see, this is all you get out of a tyre nowadays. See how bad the cracking is? They're just about ready to let go, and this one's not the worst one. So there's your Michelins. You'll be lucky if you get about 3, yeah, but look at this here. It's really starting to go. So I tell everybody now, 3 to 5 years, or use the tread up on your tyre, or forget it, you're getting new ones. They do not last. Honestly speaking, you're sometimes better off going for unbranded stuff, because the branded stuff is rubbish. And I've been told it's to do to make them look black for longer, rather like rubber's natural colour's got a slight like purpley tinge to it, but to make them nice and black, they add something in it, something to do with silica, or I don't know, something like that. But whatever the hell they're putting into these new tyres are absolutely horrendous, and I would strongly advise anybody to think twice before you buy new tyres. But unfortunately, I think it's just about everything you get now. It's just the new way they're manufacturing tyres. It's terrible. But I'm going to pause it. But I'm not. My dad's bringing it down. I'm going to just go out and quickly show you what's in. Now the remap guy's gone and the rain has sort of stopped. This was in last night. I'm not even going to do much filming on this. It's just in for service and MOT. 1.2 petrol, limited edition Corsa, but I can't stand that badge because they've made millions of them, so they're not limited. Pointless. To me, anything that's limited or something rare edition, it's nice to see like a little plate somewhere on them, like down here to state, like, you know, like it's number 1 or 2 of the, like, you know, whichever you know, like it tells you, like, you know, it's like 105 or 1002. To me, it's just bullshit. The only good thing with the limited edition ones, though, is you get the cruise control. Holly had one of these cars when I very first met her. Exactly the same, but the diesel one. And one thing I can't stand about them is this. See how far the sill covers stick out. So when you get in and out this car with your nice clean trousers on, no matter how far you stretch your leg, unless you're doing the full-on splits, you catch your leg all over here, which gets you up the eyes. Really poor design. But yeah, these are just based on a Fiat Punto, like I keep telling you. The petrols are nothing to shout about, they're quite unreliable. And the diesels are horrendous Fiat engines. You can actually get these with a 1700 Isuzu engine, the same as what's in that, but they're quite few and far between. The subframes were out on them. This is a nice example, very well looked after, but I would personally avoid them. If you're wanting a car that size, get a Fiesta or a Yaris. Now, if I just put the key for this on here, 2 seconds. Yeah, so sorry about Harvey. So what's been going on with the, a tarmac truck's just gone by. That smells unreal. Don't know about you guys, the smell of fresh tarmac is bloody lovely. You've just gone by up there and it's just wafting through. The smell of hot bitumen. I might just be crazy, but I do personally think the smell of hot tarmac does smell nice. Any of you guys agree? Leave a comment below. I'll probably upload this video in 2 or 3 weeks' time, and one of you will write on, I love the smell of tarmac, and I'll be like, what? What's that? I quite often get that, where obviously my videos are 2-3 weeks behind now, and people comment and they go, so what was it being the last one? Oh, did you get your your birthday card to your gran? I'm like, what the hell are they going on about? Then I had to watch back. I was like, oh yeah, I said I was going to go and get the card. So I do apologise if any of you guys write something and I don't know and I don't really reply making much sense to what you're saying. I've just kind of forgot what I've said in the vlog. And what we've got in is this Insignia, which we had in last week. It's got the 2 NOx sensors. I'll show you, I'll open the bonnet. There's one at the back, which was going to be £500, and one at the front, which I think was £600. And the light keeps coming on. Now, the AdBlue, it says normally what you just do is you delete the AdBlue on them, but they can't be done on these, they're a pain in the arse. He's actually had to remove the whole ECU out of this, and what he's done is a NOx sensor delete. Not knock as in knock, as in on the engine, the NOx sensor, the nitrous oxide sensors. There's one on the first port on the exhaust, and there's one right at the back, which I showed you. If you look back on the last vlog to this, you'll see. So what he's done is just deleted those 2 sensors out, and because he's done that, now the engine management light won't be on. I'll just quickly show you. I don't really know if you'll know what I'm talking about, but I will say he's done good work this time. He's had the ECU out of this car and everything. So all he does is, I can't show you. Wait, actually, I will show you the one underneath because but it's in for the fuel filter as well. This here is your NOx sensor. So basically, what he's done, he's had the ECU out of somewhere in here. Must be this. Now that's it there. And now the car has forgotten that this one is here, and there's the one right at the back on the exhaust. Doesn't affect how it runs. It still puts the AdBlue in. It's still Euro 6 compliant. Absolutely nothing wrong. It's just the sensors don't trigger the code. They're still there and they work to a degree, but it just stops the light coming on. But as you know, the light keep coming on a 19 plate diesel. It's an MOT fail, so now the light won't come back on, and these sensors cost a fortune. And what it is when the AdBlue sprays in, it crystallizes on that. This one won't get it because it's before the AdBlue injector's down there. It crystallizes on the sensor and knacks the sensor, and even if it doesn't, the sensors don't last very long. So what you tend to find is you're changing them every few years, and they're £500 and £600. So the best thing is just delete both of them off the car, and you never need to worry about them again. Money in your pocket. And it doesn't affect how it runs, doesn't affect the emissions, doesn't affect nothing. It just stops that annoying light coming up on the dash. So we'll leave that there. I'm going to get this one up on the lift. We're going to do the fuel filter, and I'll show you underneath where the other NOx sensor is. Just thought I'd show you the filter on this Insignia. So that's a new one ready to go in, new seal. Grease the seal on there. Obviously there's like a little pre-filter inside of them, which I'll show you. In there, you can see that's like a pre-filter that goes through the centre, and then your main filter, and then obviously that just pops into there. New seal on there, new seal on there, and I'll show you the old one just to see what condition it's in. And again, UFI, see, that's why I went for UFI, you see. So this was going to be an absolute fortune from Vauxhall. What was it they're saying, that it was going to take over a week to come? And as you can see, UFI, what's that say there? But I'll take it over there, it's not actually that bad. So there you see UFI Vauxhall filter, and everybody goes on, you know, this is dealer part, UFI, same as that. And you'll probably see that number there, 26E2X. Let's have a look, there you go. So there's your Vauxhall number, and there, 67626, there's 6726XOO. The numbers are pretty the same, obviously the GM ones, but there you go. So there's your difference between your two filters. So we're just going to pop it back in and we'll see if it starts. They're self-priming, so there you go. Right, so there we go, I've got it in place. What I tend to do is leave a mark. You torque them up, but I always just like leave a mark just so you know you're more or less in the place you left it, and that is correctly torqued. We're going to get the torque wrench afterwards and check it, but 9 times out of 10, you know fine well, especially like this car, left the factory and it was in that position, new seal on, you shouldn't be going any further than that. But we've got the torque wrench on there, we'll check it, because I always tell you on there, no, more than likely to be 25 Newton meters, and that'll be enough. So now all we need to do is switch the ignition on. I'm going to dry this off a little bit, check for any leaks, and we'll see if it starts. Right, so we're going to jump in. Now is the time I would like to tell you need to listen for the fuel pump, but again, we've got this carry on, constant harassment at the door, the gas works. So what we're going to do is put the ignition on, let it prime. Like I said, I'm trying to listen now for the pump priming, but I'm trying to listen there now. I think I heard something go. We'll try it again. We'll try and start it. It will crank like it's doing, but it's obviously priming the fuel through. And it's priming it all through there now as it's cranking. There we go. It's fired up. It's running. When them gauges decide to behave themselves, turn the parking sensors off. And there we go. Like I said, you can't even hear it's running because of the noise out there. But we'll just check underneath for any leaks. No, it's just cut out there. That's normal procedure with these. But there's nothing leaking, that's the important thing. We'll go back in. The time it's been running there, it's been priming anyway. So we'll try it again. It might fail to start this time, in fairness. And every time it's doing that, it's priming the pump. And obviously you've just got to do it a few times. And you can hear it's coming through. I can hear, you won't be able to hear. And there we go, that's it running when the gauges behave themselves. It does generally just take a couple of starts. It's totally normal with these new cars as well. When you're cranking it, it primes the pump. Older cars, when you just used to put a key in, you could manually do it, but with these, with this push button start carry on, it's just a case of cranking, and while it's cranking it's priming, so it just takes a bit of time. But as you can see now, no warning lights, running fine. Just gonna leave it running for a little bit, give it a few revs like that just to prime it through. Not too hard though, because you can actually cause problems by emptying it. But there we go, that's that. We'll just jump out. As you can see, it is running, but you can't hear it because of all of that. But as you can see underneath, on my knees, there's your unit, bone dry. So I'm going to leave that one here. I'll get back to you when I get someone else done this afternoon. Right, as promised, we'll have a little walk around the C5 Aircross, aka the Vauxhall Crossland. I've just worked out what this is. The reason this is here is my dad's new RAV is away to Toyota, getting some update work done on it. He's not quite happy. The road traffic cameras aren't, speed signs aren't working properly. They're working off the sat nav and not the actual camera, because they're not registering any new speed limits, where it's got the camera and it should work as live, real time, and a few other things. Excuse me. We're getting somewhere with the with the deal with the high tax because they've bollocksed up. I'm not going to dispute what it is until it's actually been done, but I will get back to you with that next week or the week after. Stoneacre, the garage, the Toyota garage, have come to a conclusion with my dad. They're not going to pay it all off, but it worked out he's been ripped off by £1,675. We bought and paid for that car £38,000, not 40. Toyota put the price up while we're waiting, and we've been stung by that. But I'll let you guys make a comment if you think that's fair or not. But we'll get onto this car. So yeah, it's the C5 Aircross, like I've said, also known as the Vauxhall Crossland. This has got the proper 4-cylinder engine in, 1.6 pure tech turbo, 180 brake horsepower petrol. I'm not 100% convinced either that that's going to stand the test of the time, but I would much prefer to have that engine over the 3-pot one. And I think it looks alright. Whether or not it's going to stand the test of time, all plasticky stuff, I'm not 100% on this. I don't know if I would just prefer that to be like fake chrome like this or something. I don't know. I'm not fully liking the like bits of red up there, and I don't know. I suppose it's okay, but not really my cup of tea. I'm not keen of like all these cars when people decide to put like orange grills on them and red wheels. I don't know. I don't know. It's all right. I'm not going to say I hate it, but it's all right. But let's see if we can get the lights to come on when I open it. Do they or not? Yeah, they say they've got all the LED lights across the top and then the headlights at the bottom. The only disappointing thing with this car, it's got all sorts. It's got radar, cruise control, full panoramic roof, all the extras, but it's got crappy normal bulbs in, not the nice LEDs. All this is LED. All the backlights are mainly LED. I did expect them to have LED headlamps on a top-end car like this. But yeah, the enormous wheels on it. What are the something like 19s? Lifted up suspension, like I've said, like a mini SUV. I must say, it's okay. I would use one as a daily driver, as a company car. I don't think I would want to pay finance for it, but I'd maybe take one on as something you hand back. But I've never been a big fan of that, like I've just mentioned earlier. I'm not going to say I wouldn't have one, I wouldn't drive one, but they're not that bad. I most certainly wouldn't spend my own money on it, put it that way. Let's have a look, see if we can get the back door open. There you go, self-opening tailgate. I did expect this to be like some kind of a small 7-seater, but it isn't. Whether it's an option, I don't know. But it's alright space in the back with an electronic boot. But like I said, I'm going to come to this bit now in here. I will say, I do like that interior. Excuse the door just knocking me arm. I do like that interior, I'm not going to lie. That's nice. Like a half like fake leather with the textured patterns. I do like that. It's got the full panoramic roof, which I'll show you in a second in the car. While I'm outside, I'll just quickly show you under the bonnet. It's a lot better than them horrible 3-cylinder 1.2 engines with wet belts and God knows what. I couldn't tell you if these have got wet belts because I've never really worked on many of them. As you can see, it's quite a new car, and it's not your average car you see every day either. But yeah, it's your pure tech 4-cylinder 1.6 turbo. I believe derived from the 1.6 Prince engine, which was absolutely horrendous. Whether or not they've improved this or not, I don't know, but if they haven't improved it, this is one of the worst engines ever made. Hopefully they have improved on that, so I can't comment too much. But as you can see, it's exactly the same as that Grandland, which we had all the issue with the wrong headlamps fitted. But yeah, 180 brake horsepower of a little 1.6 turbo. Let's just hope they stand the test of time. But either way, better than the little 3-cylinder put thing in a car this size, which is just silly. So let's jump inside and have a look, shall we? It's got all the electric folding mirrors, all sorts of different colours. It's black on the roof, black mirrors, grey paint, red at the bottom, red at the top. I don't know, and it's alright if that's what you're into, but it's not my cup of tea. But yeah, I will say, I do like them seats. It's a nice place to be, the interior of this car. We'll jump in. My dad's been in, so my legs are up against the... I don't know if these seats are electric. There we go. Right, so, buttons galore, God knows what. Let's start it up. And I'm looking here. Where's the start button? Hasn't got a key. Where's it? Oh, there we go. But when you're sitting at my height, looking here, the start button's completely invisible. It's down there. Foot on the brake, start it up. And as you can see, all sorts of fancy stuff on the dash. I don't like this, I will say. I hate it. It's got a few manual buttons for the heating, but not what you really want. Is that the fan? See, it only just says off off only. Now, why can't they not just make that up and down so it's like off or on, and I want it on level 1, 2, 3? No, you've got to go doing all this when you try to drive at the same time. As you can see, that's not just the camera. The sunlight glares and you can't see that half of it. I don't like that. I hate it. They've gone to the effort. Like, why do you need the recirc button there? Just silly. And you stop, start, your door locking. So you've actually only got like 2 heater controls. The other one's a heated rear screen. You've got to go for all this malarkey just to do anything. I don't like that at all. You've got a sport mode. Don't see anything on the dash again. There's your Citroen quality, you know, like I just would expect when you press sport something would change on here. Do you get? Oh, I think that's all you get, that tiny little S. Are you seeing that? That's all you get. It'd be nice if all that just went red for sport or something, or something changed, but who knows. And we've got eco mode, green. Again, I can't see anything on there for eco changing. No. So that's that. I quite like this funky gear lever. So that's drive. What's it says? Press unlock. Oh yeah, you've got to press that. So you've got to. So here we go. So you've got to press the brake, press unlock, and then move the lever, and then release the handbrake. And can we go now? No, we're still not in gear. So handbrake off, foot on the brake, press unlock, and that's telling we're in D. Yeah, we're moved now. So then to stop, you obviously just press P, foot off, the brake, handbrake, on. Don't like all that. That's too much. That's just too much. But yeah, like, so really you've got to jump in. Even if you press unlock and do that, it won't, because you've still got to press the brake. So press the brake, press unlock, pull it back, and then the handbrake off. Then you can go. Nah. Too much faff there, Citroen. Far too much faff for my likings. But anyways, it'll have all the usual stuff, the sat-nav, like touch button and everything on there. There we go. Phone, car information. And again, these aren't real buttons, they're touch sensitive. So if you're wearing gloves, they won't work. Yeah. I do like the interior and all. Like that's quite cool, with a little light thing, but I don't know. And what's this? I don't know if that's just me, but that looks like it's been pushed in there. I don't think them buttons should be at that angle. And if they are, it's not very good design. It's as if, yeah, I think like somebody's pressed that too hard and it's like pushed it up into the thing. But yeah, that's to open the sunroof, obviously, because it's an open panoramic, and that's for the blind. All I'm going to do is do the blind. I'm not even going to attempt to open the roof. It is a Citroen. You can see. I do like that. The big panoramic roof. That is very nice, yeah. And it does actually open, which is nice as well. Not touching that. No way. Not a chance. So we'll just bring that back to the way it was. And there we go. That's it coming back across. It is nice, but it'll definitely go wrong. So yeah, it's got all the stuff, but what I don't like is I had my Peugeot, what was it? X-Reg Peugeot 406 had cruise control, apart from the limiter bit, and it was exactly the same as that. I'm not a big believer in changing stuff if it isn't broke, but I think they're getting a bit old school, and it's a nasty little thing down out the way, and you kind of get your hand through there, you kind of get your hand under there because you're catching the indicator stalk. It's also got this, like the manual automatic version for it. I don't know, I think they need to upgrade them a little bit to maybe something on a stalk or something on the steering wheel. Getting very old school. Because they've gotten rid of the one that used to be at that side for the radio controls, so they may as well have just getting rid of that really old school thing and putting it on there. Stuff down here, the electronic boot, lane monitoring. It's not actually got that much spec. It looks like it has and it feels like it has, but it actually hasn't. But yeah, just gonna leave that one there. Just thought I would do a quick once around of this. What do you guys think of it? I'll do a love or hate on it. It's alright. It's not something I don't think I would go mad for, but it's a bit quirky, bit Citroen, I like that, but my likings kind of go not quite that far. I've just spotted something down. I don't know if that's contactless charging down there, maybe for your phone. I can't do it because I'm recording, but I will give that a try when I'm finished. I'll leave that there. I'm going to do a quick shout out video in a minute, but I need to write some names down for people who've nicely bought me a coffee this week. I've actually getting quite a few, like 3 or 4 this week, randomly from nowhere. The last one I got was near Christmas time. But I will write the names down and I'll do a shout out to all the people who've done that. So I'll come back to you shortly anyways. Right guys, I'm in the office just with the old boy. He's just sat here. Obviously Hunter's at home after his operation. I will update you on that. He's just chilling, having some time. But I just want to take this opportunity to thank a few of you lately who've donated me, like buy me a coffee. Guys, that's exactly what it's for. As you see, I'm going to nip up to the shops later. I'm going to help the Subway actually and get me and my dad a sandwich and 2 coffees. It goes towards that. I don't even spend that money on the cars. I know you say get a pint, Dan, put this towards whatever. It's literally buying me a coffee to a certain extent. It is buying a coffee, buying a sandwich, some pop for the garage, whatever. That's exactly what it goes towards, guys. As you know, I've all me yakking on, flipping gives us a bad thought. So, you know, I do need to have a drink, but hey ho. So anyways, I've got my list here. Apologies, because my pronouncing words and stuff, I have dyslexia, and I find it very difficult sometimes to pronounce. That's why I was fancying doing a live feed. What do you call it? A live YouTube, where, like, I set my laptop up, and Holly said she'll sit and help us, and you guys send us your questions in. You know, you selected. I did it last night for, I forgot his name. Oh, it's a guy I watch. Forgot his name now. Think. Nah, it's gone. But anyways, a guy who works on taxis and that, and he does it every Wednesday night. And I sent in a few comments, and every week we do a different topic. What was your first car? Something about wet belts, whatever. What do we think about DPFs, diesels? Do we think electric's going to work? And you guys send your comments in and I'll read them and reply back, but my reading skills online as well as trying to speak is shit. But that's where Holly might come in handy to read each comment, and then we can reply, then on to the next comment and reply. What do you think about doing that, doing a live feed? Oh, yes or no? Obviously, I would have to announce a time. We would all have to be on at the same time, like 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night, and see how it goes. Just an idea. But anyways, start from the top. Paul Mackin, I think that's how you pronounce it. He said, I'm not going to say how much, anything like that. That's private. He sent me a little bit of money towards it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, mate. Martin Holland, thank you very much again. I really do appreciate it. Kevin X-Type, he's had these X-Type in here a few times. He's done it twice, actually. Thank you very much, Kevin. Much appreciated. I keep saying, if you're passing and you're local, when you're giving the Jag a run, call in for a coffee, mate. Anytime, I'll buy you one. Paul, I forgot his second name, the guy with the Civic in the other week, he's donated something. Same goes for Paul. If you are ever up in the area, regardless if you need your car done, I know you don't live round here, but if you're ever passing, don't feel as if you can't call in. Just on spur of the moment for a coffee, perfectly fine again. I owe you one. And Kid Buster, he's a good lad. He's always commenting on me. Again, remember I've got a Facebook page. Feel free to comment on that. But I don't make nothing off Facebook. That's not. That's all nothing. With YouTube, the odd advert you see, I make a little bit of money on that, but it's minimal. But thank you to all you guys on there. I really do appreciate it, and I most certainly do not expect a damn penny off anybody. But the little bit that goes towards the channel, as you can see, helps towards projects, helps towards. The main thing is getting me coffee, and I'm not going to start with these sponsors ramming it down. Oh, Car Vertical every week, Car Vertical. Why food? I'm not going to lie, because of some of these lots starting with these constant advertising, I've actually unsubscribed a few I'm not going to mention names, but there's a few of them recently just getting overwhelming with that now. And I watch a lot of things from truckers to mechanics to the usual ones, and it used to be a few, and now some of them are putting like 3 and 4 sponsors in one video, and I'm just like, you're just getting greedy now. Like, this should be for a bit of fun, and they're trying to just take it up the level of like money making, and it's like, there's a fine line. Let's have a bit of fun, but let's not spoil it as well. I think a lot of them are spoiling it. So yeah, thank you very much. Enough yapping on there. I'm going to crack on actually with my van. I'm not going to record. I've got it sorted now. It's starting fine and everything, but I fitted this number wasn't quite right, this Bosch suction control valve, and since I've fitted it, now I've fixed the actual fault it was. It has a little tendency to hunt, but the hunting carries on through a power band. When you're actually accelerating, it still has this little bit like that, and I'm just backtracking of the things I changed, trying to find the fault where it could be wrong. I've took the EGR blanking plate out with the little hole in, still doing it. This is the only thing I can think of, so I'm going to bang this back on the original, which wasn't at fault anyway because it was actually air getting into the fuel. See if it fixes it. If it does, I'm then going to put the EGR blanking plate back in because I don't want all that getting clogged up. So I'll catch you soon, guys, and I'll keep you up to date. I'll let you know what's happening. Hello guys, and welcome to Friday's vlog. I'm getting mixed up with my days. These lot are going to start with the jackhammer in a minute, so I'm making today short and sweet because I've done quite a lot of content this week. Just want to show you what's in today. Well, one of them's already done, it's over here. We'll have a little walk over. I will say it is absolutely boiling today. I can't believe it. It's touching 14 degrees. This time last week we had snow. What's been in is this E-Class. Lovely car. I do like the interiors on these, I will say. This Astra's been in for a service. So that's had oil and filter and air filter, and we've left the rest of it because it's getting a little bit hard up in places, so we don't want to go overboard to let the guy decide what he wants to actually do with it. So that's that. Astra J, they are called. But this is very nice, the E220 CDI. To be honest, if you want a day-to-day driver and just a genuine nice car, you can't go wrong with the good old, well, it's actually a 2.1 4-cylinder CDI diesel in these Mercedes. Yes, it would be nice to have the E350 CDI, the big powerful V6 diesels, but they're a lot of hassle, a lot of bother, and these things never seem to give any bother whatsoever. Well, they will in some cases, but on this car it hasn't because it's been low mileage. Bar the brake pipe's been a bit rough on it, which we're keeping an eye on. It's never been any bother for the guy. Some tyres, some brakes, all the brakes were replaced. I think the pads were done on the back, and it was front discs and pads, but it's got the sport package, the cross-drilled ones. So that's all been nice. But the interiors of these are lovely, which I'll come back to in a second. I'll grab the key. But this is just in for straightforward MOT. It's all been pre-checked and ready to go. But I do like that, I will say. I might even do a love or hate on it, because I do like that E-Class. Keep the Facebook page busy this week. Plenty of love or hates on. Right, so this in Sorrento, I really do like this. I've already said I would buy this given the chance, because it's been in France a lot of its life, this thing. So it's actually in very good nick underneath, as you can see. Lovely. Absolutely fantastic underneath. But I want to just announce drop links. We all know what they are. We've all heard of them. These things just here, your anti-roll bar drop links, and these little ball joints, I'll show you the old ones on the bench, knack up all the time on a lot of cars, because they're just a plastic ball joint, a plastic cup with a metal ball, so naturally they wear. In this one on the left hand side, which I can't remember which one was which now, was knocking really bad, but the guy says, I'll get my own parts, I'll get them from the dealer, I know somebody there. I said, no problem at all. I said, if you're supplying me dealer parts, I'll happily do that for you, not a bother. And do you know what I'm going to say with this? In all my time of working on cars, this car, these are the original drop links, by the way. These are original ones. No one's ever changed them before. They're all original. Look at that. They come off the best I've ever had. These drop links on this, of any car I've ever done in my life, these have come off the easiest. I honestly can't believe it. Whether or not, I can't decide whether or not that's because I've fitted dealer parts, but it's not really, because the ones that have come off are dealer parts. So I can't work it out. But first up, the latest thing that they're doing, if you have a look here, can you see, where will it be on this one? Can you see how the bottom ring's got two flat spots? I'll have to put it down and try and point them out to you. But I can't get it to balance, that's the problem. Yeah, you see how there's a flat spot there and there? So naturally you put a 17mm spanner like that and you hold it from behind. Yeah? See on that one a bit better? I don't know if you can see, but you can see clearly on that one there and there. So you get a 17mm spanner, which I'll show you. Yeah. And that nicely goes over there. Trying to hold the camera and balance this with one hand, a bit difficult. But as you get the gist. Because of course the torch has decided to attach to it while I'm trying to film. There you go, you see. So you hold that from behind, and obviously you get the little windy gun onto it. Bang, comes off. No bother at all. But top tip, always clean up the threads with a good quality, not a shitty wire brush. That's a worth one. Clean up the threads best as you can. bit of oil on, let it soak, hold it from behind, and do not use a ratchet because you will just start them spinning. You need a high quality either air gun, as they call it, or the new kind of style, like Milwaukee stuff, electric ones. This bad boy here, this is the fuel, the high torque, but it's just a littler one. But I'm telling you, it's got the same size battery as the big one, and that instant torque is just what kind of brings them off. Great, they've absolutely walked off, no problem, and back on. So happy days. Whether it's just a combination of the cars being in France a lot of the time over the winters and stuff, so it's had the salt, whether or not it's I fit the dealer parts, or whether or not they're just generally an easier car to change the one, I don't know. But I've even had cars where I've put a new drop link on, and you know how we do everything, grease stuff and that, come to it 6 months later and I've still had more hassle. So absolutely cracking idea, whatever it's a combination of, really good idea. See, we do our usual. This car's purely just in for the drop links. I've still gone around, greased his brake pipe down to here on the caliper. I've even greased the actual drop link itself to stop it rusting, but not on the rubber because the rubber doesn't like wax oil. And I've obviously greased the threads when I put them on, and then I put wax oil over the threads and over the head, so when you ever come to take them off again, we don't have any problems. Because as you can see, the actual bars do like corrode, you know. It's little things that I like to do like that, which the dealers don't bother, and nobody else seems to bother. I just like to do the job right. So yeah, I can see the point why a lot of people like to use, when now I'm looking at what I do, I just do that as second nature. But a lot of people are like, yeah, Dan, I like that idea. Happy days. And I'm like, yeah, I suppose what I'm doing is good, but the only thing is, I work on customers' cars exactly the same as I would expect my car to be worked on, or how I would work on my car. That's just my logic. Just a quick one on this E-Class, and I'm going to wrap things up for the week, guys. I just want to show you the interior, because it really is just a nice place to be. It really is just a nice place to be, the interior on these. I do like the dash with that big clock. So yeah, I want to get sorted today. I've got my son to pick up tonight, get packing for Birmingham over the weekend, because like I said, next week there probably won't be a vlog. I'm not going to bother. There's only going to be Tuesday and Wednesday I'm going to be here. There's no point in doing a vlog for 2 days, so I'm going to skip that week. I just don't see the point. I'm just coming out the sun. It's absolutely blaring for once. So yeah, I'm just going to do more of the vlogging of the car show at the NEC. Do you know what it is, guys? I don't even know what it is. I've got the hotel's booked, the train tickets is booked. I'm meeting up with a guy to get the tickets to go in as an exhibitor, but I'm not actually taking a car this time because it's not made the stand, the one I was going to take. So I'm going as a visitor, so to speak, but I'm also going to man the stand. I would like to tell you more information, but when I get there on the Thursday, I'm going to do a bit of video on, let us know if you like it, but that'll probably be out before this. I'll do a bit of video recording when I get to the stations, Morpeth, and then when I go from Morpeth to Newcastle to Birmingham somewhere, or the other Birmingham station. I'll try and get a bit of filming in. I know they get a bit funny when you're filming public places like that, and a bit of filming at the show, a bit of filming at the hotel. It's lovely, the hotel. I've got the swimming pool booked for 3 nights, so every night at 7 o'clock I'm going to head back, go and have a bit of a swim, get the jacuzzi, spa. Why not? May as well enjoy me few days off. So hope you've all enjoyed it. I was going to show you a picture of the dog, but he's too fidgety and stuff, and he's got a massive cut all the way right down his neck. So if some of you were squeamish, you'd probably not like it, so I've decided not to. I have put it on my Facebook page, but he's fine, he's doing okay, but I just want to let him rest. He's with me mum today, he was with Holly yesterday, so yeah, happy days. Anyways, I'll catch you all, not next week, but the week after, but there will be a car show vlog on it. I don't know how far I'm going to go. I don't know if I can be bothered to walk around the whole car show for an hour yapping on. I like old cars and all the rest of it, or whatever cars are there, but I can only tell you so much, and what I am telling you, probably half of you lot know anyway, but a lot of people are amazed about what I know, so maybe what I think I don't know, I don't think I know loads of stuff. Maybe I do. Just in kind of, what's the word, I know a lot of like stuff like, I just can't even think what the word is, but like as a whole I know quite a bit about cars, but I don't think that personally that's much, but obviously a lot of you guys think it is, which I appreciate you giving us that kind of thumbs up. But yeah, I'll catch you soon. Please, if you haven't already done so, hit the like, consider hitting the subscribe, and if you haven't already done so, leave a comment. I'll catch you next time.